Do your battery terminals look like this? Holy cow, don't let that happen. We need to clean this up and make this a little bit prettier and have better contact to the battery terminal, because honestly, I'm surprised this car even starts. In fact, if you have a car that won't start, this is the first thing you should check. Make sure that the battery terminals are not corroded. So we're going to clean this up. The first thing I'm going to do is take a little WD-40, a little wire brush, and start cleaning. So let's get rid of some of this crud. We're just going to kind of brush some of this off. I'm going to clean this engine compartment a little bit too, and that's something you'll want to do. But I'll take it to the car wash, use the engine cleaner, and clean all of this up when I'm done. But right now we want to address this problem. So we're going to take off as much of this crud as we can possibly get off with this little brush. And then we're going to remove the battery cable and try to clean this up. Now sometimes I take a little WD-40 and just kind of spray it in there. Running out WD-40, but that helps a little bit and kind of helps you clean things up. Also help loosen this bolt, because we need to pull this off and get this clean underneath as opposed to just on top, because honestly the corrosion on top isn't nearly as bad as the corrosion underneath. That's what you got to worry about. So I pulled this off, and this is just a little cover to keep things from shorting out. I did a little cleaning on it, took it over to the water spigot, cleaned it up, washed my hands pretty good because you really don't want the corrosion on you. It could irritate your skin. I took a wire brush and I cleaned up this terminal. They actually make a tool that cleans battery terminals. I don't have one, but I'll put a link in the description in case you want one. I just use a wire brush. I cleaned out the inside of this ring as good as I can get it, and I cleaned out the outside about as good as I can get it. But now we're going to do a little extra step that I like to do. I like to take a little bit of this navel jelly and smear it all over the battery terminal. And what it'll do is it'll dissolve the corrosion that I could not get to with the brush. And I also like to put just a little bit on the terminal end and just kind of clean it up, and it'll dissolve some stuff that I missed. So you can see the stuff that comes out of this bottle is a pink slime. I like to pour it in a cap and take a Q-tip and apply it like that. And then you're just going to liberally put it in all the little cracks and places that you could not clean. And it will dissolve the corrosion, which is awesome. And then you let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then you just wipe it off. So after you get everything cleaned up and put back together, you'll want to make sure you use a little bit of dielectric grease. Again, I'll put a link in the description of everything that I use on this job. But you put a little dielectric grease around the terminal, slip this back on top, and tighten it up. Now, everybody always gets confused on how tight to put these, and basically this is your rule. You tighten it up to the point that you can't move it around on the terminal. Once you get it that tight, it's tight enough. You don't need it any tighter, or you'll start stripping things out. And then as far as the dielectric grease, I always like to take my finger and just smear it all around, just the actual unit itself. Anywhere I can get it in the cracks and crevices, I like to put it around the screws and stuff, because it'll also help prevent rust, and it'll help prevent corrosion on the outside of this unit. A lot of people buy different stuff that's supposed to stop corrosion and things, but honestly, I've had really good luck with just using dielectric grease, and that's all I use, and it's probably all I'll ever use. Then just fasten it back up like so, put your lid back on, and you're ready for another 400,000 miles. I typically post a lot of build-it-yourself and do-it-yourself type videos. However, every now and then I sneak in a vehicle repair, such as I did today, or another video oddity. If you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe. Take a look at some of my other videos, and you might be entertained.